just decided to do this because beginning of 2020, I did a lot of live classes and then I kind of stopped and then I've been really missing that connection. So I'm in Austin, Texas, and um, you know, lived in New York and LA, and then the pandemic happened. And so as a way to stay connected to community, I'd like to keep offering some live classes. And so we're in the middle of winter, and so I wanted to offer a practice that focuses on the kidney and bladder meridians. So the kidney meridian is like the inner thighs and the chest and the pelvis, and then the bladder meridians goes up the hamstring and the back. So we'll do some forward folds and hip opening, and we're going to start using this blanket, and we're just going to come into like a seat with this blanket underneath your knees. So where your hamstring hits your calf, just like kind of massaging the calf muscle. So we're going to start here. And mine is pretty thin right now. We're going to kind of mash the calves and the hamstrings. And if you want to make it a little bit more intense, you can fold it double and try to take it kind of high up on your calves and then just like rock your hips back and forth, letting it massage both your hamstrings and your calf. And also, if your feet feel kind of tight, this will also help open your feet. If it's too much, you can lean forward and just put your hands on the ground and take some of the weight out of the legs using your arms. And then you can move the blanket all the way to the crease of your knees, if that's possible, and sit back down. And keep rocking a little left and right. Just getting a little massage. And then if you wanted to open up your feet a little more, you could lift your knees with your hands on the ground, opening the tops of your feet. Okay, so we're going to take the blanket off and then curl your toes and let your knees come up so you open the bottoms of your feet. So you're in this little squat type position. So you're letting your heels reach for the earth. You're letting the bottoms of your feet get a stretch. You can let your chest hit your thighs, let your head drop, let your knees come near your armpits. Maybe gently rock your head a little left and right. Shaking it out. So head heavy like a bowling ball. And then stretch your arms really far forward on the tips of your fingers. Getting long in your spine. Getting a little stretch in the shoulders. So there's opposition happening. So the hands are reaching forward, the heels and the butts reaching back. Okay, and then come forward onto your knees and keep your blanket kind of nearby. We'll use it in a minute. You're going to extend your right leg back and pulse through your right heel a couple times, opening up your calf, really pushing the heel back, opening up the back of the leg, the hamstring. And then spin your heel in and then move your left foot back. So it's like off of your mat and draw the right arm up. Stretch your right arm over your ear and then take a big circle. Let's do 3 of these. You can inhale, reach up, flip the palm down, and then take it in a big circle. 1 more. Wrap the armpit, the palm down. Nice. And then you're going to walk your hands off your mat to the side. And then we're just going to move the hips forward and back. So if it feels good to come onto the tips of the fingers, you could do that. Just inhale, coming forward, and exhale, moving your hips to your left heel. You might feel a little stretch on the inside of your right leg. That's good. We're going for that bladder, kidney meridian. And then see if you can put your hands directly under your shoulders, push through all of your knuckles, and maybe float your right leg like for a second. Maybe you'll feel your booty getting a nice little strength there, a little energy in the right hip. So do this 2 more times. Push through, pull your belly in, lift your right foot, and lower it down. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. And then reach your right arm up, big breath in. And when you exhale, you're going to thread the needle over to the left and lower your right ear. And then you can walk your left hand forward as far as you can. And this might feel like a big stretch, so no worries. Just breathe in wherever you are. And breathe out. You can push your right hand down a little bit. And then put your left hand back where it was. Reach your right arm back up. Exhale, release. Walk your hands back, left hand down where we started, right arm up. And then maybe you'll float the right leg again. Just holding it there for a moment. And then maybe see if you can swing it towards the top of your mat and then swing it back. 1 more like that. Swing it up and then swing it back. And then bend your knee. If your foot feels close by, you could catch it and just push your foot into your hand, opening up the front body a little bit. And then release. Come onto your hands and your knees, and let's just do a few cat counts here. So inhale, lift your heart, look up, and exhale, round your back, tuck your chin. Inhale, lift your gaze, lift your seat. Exhale, round. Nice. And then extend your left leg back. You can pulse through your heel a couple times, opening up the back of your knee, really flexing into the foot. Spin your heel down, and then slide the right shin back behind you. Take the left arm over your ear. We'll take 3 big circles. So use your inhale to lift up. Wrap the palm to face the top of the mat so you're externally rotating that arm. And do 1 more. And then walk your hands over here to the left of your mat. And then move your hips forward and back. So as we do this, again, a lot of things are happening. We're folding over the right hip. We're getting an inner thigh opening in the left leg. If you stretch your arms forward, you get a little bit of extension in the spine and then the shoulders. So just breathing and noticing what you can really activate here. So pressing the left foot down, pressing into the hands to open the shoulders. And then we'll crawl the hands back underneath us. And then engaging your left hip and engaging your shoulders, pushing into your knuckles. See if you can float your left foot. Again, it might not go very far, any amount. Let's do that 3 times. So last one, lift and lower. Awesome. Walk your right hand over back underneath you. Left arm up, and then float that left leg. Stabilizing the right shoulder, keeping the belly tucked in, feeling that right glute really working. And then it's going to work harder as you swing your left leg forward, and then you take it back. Take it forward and back. 1 more, staying with 3s. And then bend your knee, and maybe you could catch your foot. Maybe finding a little idea of a back bend. So belly in, tailbone down, opening up the front quad. And then release and find a tabletop, shoulders over your wrist. And then let's go to downward facing dog. So hips up and back. First down dog, and just go ahead and do a little measuring. So a good way to measure, come to plank, in your plank, your butt is not up in the air. It's also not way down there. It's just slightly below your shoulders, activating your core, pushing into all of your knuckles, lengthening the sides of your neck, shoulders out of your ears. And then your hands and feet should stay there as you go to down dog. And then you can measure the width of your feet by spinning one of your heels in. That's about hip width. And then hands a little wider than the shoulders because the arms have a little bit of an angle to them. So we don't want the hands too narrow. And you can start with your knees really bent to get this crescendo and lift in the hips so you're not using too much effort in the shoulders. With the knees bent, you want to have a nice long spine, and then maybe paddle out the feet to open up further the hamstrings and the calf and the back line of the body. Yeah, and then bend both knees and then push both heels down any amount. And then bend both knees, lift your heels really high, and then heels down. Inhale, plank. Bend your elbows lower all the way to your belly. And then just lift your chest a little bit, any amount. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, lower your forehead. One more like that. Inhale, lift. Activate your legs. Press your toes down. And exhale, lower. Okay, we're going to bend the right elbow out to the right. And you're going to roll over to your right hip. And you're going to stack your left hip over your right. Make sure that your right elbow is in line with your shoulder, and then activate it by pushing your right palm down into the ground. And this will just give you a little opening in the front of the chest, the front of the shoulders, and your bicep. And let's go to the other side. So you're going to bend your left elbow as you scooch over to your left hip. Slide your left elbow away so that's a nice straight line coming out from your shoulders. And then push into the left palm. Lift and lengthen your chest. And then lower. And then slide back onto your belly. Inhale, lengthen. One more time, little back bend. Maybe you want to lift up higher and maybe start to extend the arms more. And then lower. And then staying with back bends, we're going to put your elbows underneath you, Sphinx pose, and then lengthen your left leg behind you, lift it up. Lengthen your right leg behind you, lift it up. And then take your hands back behind you, palms down, and then maybe slide your palms down under your thighs, and then lift your right leg and lift your left leg. Turn your toes out slightly. Again, inhale, lift the right leg. Using your glutes, lift your left leg. One more, lift your right leg and lift your left. Good. And then push yourself back into a child's pose. So here, if you would like, you can find the same little massage with the blanket between the hamstrings and the calves. And let your chest hit your thighs in your child's pose. Any arm variation you like. You can take your arms by your side with your palms up, or you could have your arms out in front of you. And then notice that the back is really rounded, and allow yourself to breathe into that space in the back of the hips, in the back of the spine. Breathing into the low back, the kidney band, maybe rocking the hips a little left and right. Okay, take your blanket back behind you and come into, actually take your blanket and then roll it up like into a little ball. We're going to use it like this a couple of times. So take it to the back of your mat so you know where it is. And then come to downward facing dog. And then lift your right leg up. Open up your hips. So rotate your toes to the right, bend your knee, draw a circle with your knee one way, draw a circle the other way, straighten out your leg, square your toes down. Inhale, lift the leg higher. Exhale, take your knee to your nose, and then step in between your hands. We're going to spin the left heel down, and we're just going to play with some like fun little variations here. So the stance is almost like a warrior two. And we're just going to bend the left knee and see if we can straighten the right leg any amount and go forward and back. So inhale, bending the knee, looking forward. Exhale, moving the hips back, letting your right toes lift and flexing the foot. So you might feel a nice stretch in the hamstring. You're welcome to use blocks if you have them. You're also welcome to just not straighten the leg all the way. So as the left knee bends, the right leg extends. As the right knee bends, the left leg extends, but the toes are turned out. So go back and forth. You can go faster or slower. Okay, from there, you're going to walk your hands over to the left and just turn your right toes in and take a little stretch with your arms forward. Lengthen and look forward. And then exhale, walk your hands backwards any amount and let your head go down. Spin your heels in and then see if you can get the forearms to come to the inner thighs. You might grab for your calf. If this is too much, just take your hands to your inner thighs. And we're going to drop the right shoulder, look over your left towards the sky, and then drop your left shoulder and look up and over to the right. Come back to center, lift your left heel, and then lift your right heel, and then see if you can just balance here, taking the hands to your chest. And then maybe lift both heels. Release your hands. Put your left hand down. Let's take a twist here. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, release. Walk yourself back to the front of your mat and just step to downward facing dog. On your inhale, just go all the way to up dog this time without doing chaturanga. So just letting the chest go through the arms. You don't have to flip your feet. And then exhale to down dog. Inhale, reach your left leg up. Turn your toes out. Bend your knee, draw a circle one direction. And then draw a circle the other direction. Straighten your leg. Wrap your toes down. Inhale, lift the leg higher. Exhale, knee to the nose and step in between your hands. Okay, so the right heel spins down. The right toes turn out. Your feet can be almost in one line. Inhale, look forward. And as you exhale, you bend your right knee and you let your hips go back. And you open the belly of the left hamstring. Let's go back and forth. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend. And it's almost like you're dragging your left heel back. Keep going. Breathing in. Chest hits the thigh. Breathing out. Butt goes back. Right knee bends. Inhale, look out. Exhale, move the hips back. Let the left leg extend a little bit. In and out. In and out. Good. Walk your hands to the right. Line up your feet, lift your chest, lengthen, and exhale. You can let your head go down any amount. Draw the heels in. See if you can take your forearms to your inner thighs. You're welcome to use your hands. Lift the right heel. Lift the left heel. And this time we're going to cactus the arms. And just hold it. Stay really low. Think that the arches of your feet are lifting and your knees are as wide as your ankles. Feel the glutes working, tailbone's a little bit heavy. And release your hands, straighten your legs, toes forward. Right hand down, take the left arm up. Look up at your left hand. You roll out your wrist, breathe in. Exhale, release. Walk back to the top of your mat. Step to downward facing dog. Okay, we're gonna walk the hands to the feet. Grab this blanket and you're gonna put your heels on the blanket and you're gonna let your head hang heavy. The arms can relax. If it feels nicer to cross your arms, you could do that. But let your legs really hold you up so that the back can let go. Another nice way to give yourself a little bit of extra stretch and release in the back is to maybe interlace the hands at the back of the hairline. So just a really gentle pressure, just letting the weight of the hands hit there. If that feels good, do that. And then bend your knees. Let's come all the way into a squat. So there's so many ways to do squats, and often in yoga, we have the knees really wide. So it's really up to you. If you want to have the toes a little bit more forward, you have the support of the blanket to try that today. And you can either have the hands and the elbows inside the knees, or again, a little bit more narrow and put the knees into the armpits. That kind of gives you this leverage to find a fit and a fold, but also lift and lengthen your chest from that. So maybe try a couple of variations. You don't need to stay stagnant. You can go to the toes, go to the heels, shift your weight a little bit. And then maybe see if you can kind of come out of it a little bit through the strength of your legs and sit back down. Maybe try that one more time, coming out a little bit. And then we're going to fold down. Take your head out. Take your blanket off and now put it in front of you. And you're going to, and again, it's in a little ball. We're going to put the right ball of the foot on the blanket and the left leg is back. And you're going to bend and straighten your left leg a couple times. And then maybe you'll fold a little bit over your right leg further. And you can work with your right knee straight, or you could soften it. But the blanket is just giving us a little opening in the calf. It's putting the foot into flexion, dorsiflexion. And if you're a woman and you wear heels, high heels ever, this is really great for you. And you can also play with lifting the foot off of the blanket to really activate it. So lift the toes up and lower, lift the toes up, feel your quads activating and lower, and one more. And let's do the other side. So the left ball of the foot is on the blanket, right foot behind, just bend and straighten. And I forgot to say, you could hold the blanket. Obviously, it's higher than the ground. So use whatever you need. You're welcome to use blocks, and you're also welcome to keep the left knee bent. Obviously, wherever you're at in your practice, move from there. Don't stay with anything that feels painful. And then, okay, right knee stays a little bit bent if you want. Lift your chest, and then maybe your head goes further down. And then see if you can lift your left toes up and down a couple times. Lift and lower. So really activating the back line of the body. This bladder line. One more. Activating the hamstrings. Okay, let's put both balls of the feet on the blanket and maybe interlace the hands behind your head. Maybe soften the knees and just rock a little left and right. And release. Take your blanket off to the side. Walk your hands to a high plank. Spin your heels to the left. Take your right arm up. Your feet can stay staggered if you want. Take the right arm over your ear. Lift your hips. You open up the side of your body and then go to the right. Take the left arm up. Lift your hips like you're a banana shape. Left arm over your ear. Again, right arm up. This time, see if you can lift your left leg and lower it, and then lift your right leg. Maybe swing the right leg up your mat and swing it back. Plank pose. Go to the right side. Your feet can stay staggered, and then you're going to lift the foot behind you. I know that feels hard. And then lift the left foot, the top foot, swing it up and swing it back. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet to your hands. Toes touch, chair pose. Arms up by the ears. As you exhale, let your chest hit your thighs, reach forward. Inhale, stand all the way up. Okay, we're gonna hug the right knee into the chest. Give your right leg a nice pull. Move your right knee out. Grab your ankle. Bring your foot to your inner thigh. Tree pose. You could reach your arms up if you feel stable here. If you feel really stable, you could do a little side bend to the right. Inhale, come up, and then hug your right thigh up into your chest. Rotate your ankle. Any amount, see if you can extend your leg. Rotate it out to the side. Take it out beside you. And then release. Okay, other side. Hug your left knee in. Give it a little pull. Grab your inner ankle. Slide your foot up your thigh for a tree pose. If you feel steady, you could reach the arms up by the ears, maybe hook the thumbs. If you want to play with opening up the right side, you could lean to the left. Use your inhale to get taller and lengthen back up. Release, hug your knee back into your chest, roll out your ankle. And then see if you can extend the leg any amount. Roll it out to the left and release. And then lean all of your weight to your left foot. Take your right foot out to the right. And then step on your right foot. Take your left leg out to the left. Back and forth. Go to the right. And go to the left. Awesome. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Turn your toes out and come into a wide squat. Bring your hands to your heart. Sit really low. So we don't have the blanket now, so it might feel a little different. Make sure your heels are grounded. So feel free to adjust so that your heels are hitting the earth. And then we're going to walk the left hand over to the left, the arms inside the thigh. Take the right arm up, look up. And then release and walk your right arm over inside your thigh. Take your left arm up, maybe look up towards the left arm. And release. Good. See if you can plant your hands and maybe hop to down dog if that feels interesting, or step, step. Inhale, wave it to an upward dog. And exhale, take it back to a downward dog. You're going to step your right foot outside your right hand. Turn your right toes out. And then keep your back thigh lifted. Walk your hands up and over to the left. So the right knee is moving to the right. The shoulders and the arms are reaching to the left. Take your left hand down. Push your right thigh away from you. Lift your right heel. And then release. Walk your hands back a little bit and then roll to the pinky toe of your right foot. Let your right knee go out, out, out. And then lower your back knee, reach your right arm around, catch your foot, pull your heel towards you, and then let your foot push into your hand. Release. Your hands are inside your right foot. You're going to move your hips back and straighten your right leg. Very similar to what we did earlier standing, but now the knee is down. We're just going to go back and forth. And then this time when you go back, I want you to roll your right toes out and see if you can get the whole outside of your right foot on the ground. So you're externally rotating your leg and push your right pinky toe down and push your foot into the ground really hard. So you'll feel the outer hamstring kind of opening up. Great. Bend your knee. Step to downward dog. Step your left foot outside your left hand. Turn your toes out. Walk your hands up and over to the right. Move your left knee away from you. You could lift up onto the ball of the left foot for a moment. And then release. Take your left hand and push the left thigh away from you. Go to the pinky toe side of your foot. Walk your hands back underneath you. Release your knee. Swim the left arm back. Catch your foot. Pull your heel towards you. And then push the foot into the hand. Let that lift your chest. Release. Both hands are inside the foot. You're going to straighten the left leg any amount. Inhale to bend. Exhale to straighten. Go back and forth. In and out. In and out. Hold there. Rotate the left toes out. Push into the pinky toe side of your foot. So we're working on, again, on the lateral hamstring, the outer line of the leg. Push the foot down, down, down. And rebend. Step 2, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Open your hip. Bend your knee. And then slide your shin forward. Slide this blanket underneath your pelvis. Pigeon pose. If you want to sit upright for a moment, you can do that. If this bothers your knee, adjust yourself, because we don't want the knee doing anything here. We want the hip activated, and you can push your foot down. That might relieve any pressure in the knee. So you want to be using effort, so don't make it a restorative pigeon. Push into the back leg, push into the right foot, lift the belly up, maybe reach the arms up. And we're going to add a twist. So you're going to slide your left hand over to the right. So your left shoulder's down, your left ear is down. Take the right arm up. Take it around your low back. Maybe catch your foot. Release. Come up. And let's just walk the hands over to the left, opening up the right side of your body. Come back up. You're going to swing the left leg around. And lots of options here, but we're going to do Janu Shirsasana. So the right knee is out to the right, which maybe you can't see, but just to the right, like a tree pose. And if you're sitting on the blanket, and if you want to keep sitting on the blanket, you can get that right foot maybe really close underneath you. Up to you. If you want to bring it, if the knee bothers you, you can bring it more forward, the foot. And then we're just going to walk the fingertips forward, nice and slow. Micro bend your left knee so it's not hyperextending or overly locked out. especially if you're using the blanket. And if you're not using the blanket, it's totally fine just to sit flat on the ground. Just whatever feels supportive. But we do want to feel that the pelvis can rotate forward a little bit. So we're not rounding the back, but we're lifting out of the pelvis and hinging from the hips. So feel that the spine is lengthening forward. You can always grab your foot if that feels good. You can put your hands down, your elbows down. And then let's open it up. So take the left arm either inside the leg, the forearm down, or you could just put the left arm on the leg, take the right arm up, and then take the right arm over your ear. And if you wanted to reach for your toes, go for it. But we're trying to kind of take, you can also bend. We're trying to take the chest towards the sky a little rotation. And then we're gonna come on up, step your right foot outside your thigh and twist to the right. I like to hug my knee in. If you wanna hook your elbow outside your thigh, that's another way to find contact. But connect the left arm, the left elbow to the knee. So you're opening up that right outer glute, hopefully finding some rotation, rinsing the organs. Keep breathing, let your belly move as you breathe. Excellent. And then just step back, swing your left leg around, downward dog. Bend your knees and shake your butt up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, left leg goes up and the knee, open the hip. Slide your left shin forward in front of the blanket. So your left knee is in line with your left wrist. The blanket's under your pelvis. You're going to sit up really tall. Again, if your knee bothers you, you can come out. You can take an ankle to knee stretch. Never hang out with knee pain ever, anywhere. So one thing that can be helpful is try not to get your foot so far away from you. Your foot doesn't have to be way out there. That is, I guess, more advanced perhaps, but it's not necessary. And certainly if it causes knee pain. Try to activate it by pushing your left foot down, push your right leg down, pull the belly in. Maybe the arms can go up. And then we're going to twist. So you're going to lower the right shoulder, lower the right ear, if it's available. And the left arm can go around the lower back. Keep pushing the left foot down. We're activating this outer line of the hip. And we push the left foot down. Breathe into your twist. And release. Rise back up. Walk your hands over to the right any amount. I ran out of floor space here. You get the idea. Slide the right leg forward and sit up tall. Sitting however you like. You don't have to be on the blanket. It's just different. It gives the sit bones a little lift so that the pelvis is more easily rotating forward. And again, the left foot can be as close to you as it feels comfortable on your knee. There is a variation where you can actually sit on your left foot if that feels good and you want to do that. So your left heel is basically underneath your pelvis. And then you can crawl your hands forward. Keep the right leg active by lifting the toes up, pushing the heel down. It's a slight twist over the right leg. So you're trying to move your sternum to the right. And if you want to fold a little further, opening up the back more, you can do that. Take the head down, perhaps. And then we're going to rotate it. So again, the right elbow can go down on the leg, in the leg. Take the left arm over your ear. I like to bend and hold the back of my head, turn my gaze up. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, you're going to rise up. We're going to step the left foot outside the thigh and twist to the left. Again, I like to hug my knee in. And then you can kind of activate it by pushing the knee into the arm a little bit. There's so many ways to activate any posture, really depending on what you're focusing on. But notice what feels tight here and see if you can breathe into it and maybe activate it more. Spreading your collarbones. Again, as you inhale, let your belly expand. And you'll feel that constriction you created through the twist. Good. Come back to center. You're going to slide your left leg back. Downward dog. Come to plank. Lower to your belly. And then put this blanket underneath your belly button. Cactus your arms and just look over to the right for a second. And rest. Reach your arms back behind you and lift your chest. And lower. Turn your head to the left. Bend your knees. See if you can catch your feet. And lift your chest. Take your feet into your hands. Thumbs inside, facing up. Squeeze your glutes. Lift your chest. And release. Cactus your arms up to the left. Maybe wiggle your hips out left and right. Come on up. Take your blanket to the side. Come back onto your belly. Reach your hands back. Lift your legs up. Lift your chest up. Lift your arms up, strengthening your back. And release. One more back bend. If you want to bend your knees and catch your feet again, you can. This time without the blanket. Noticing how it feels different. The knees are probably higher. So you can lift your chest more. And release. Let's roll onto our back. Option to do a couple back bends here. It is a morning practice, so you could get some energy from that if that feels good. Maybe starting with the bridge, lifting your hips up. Really activate your glutes. So think that the tailbone goes down to open up the tops of the quads. Lift your chin away from your chest. You could press your hands straight down into the earth. And then release. Taking another back bend if you want. I will talk us through full wheel. You can bring your hands by your ears. Use your inhale to go to the top of your head. Use your exhale to push your arms straight. Lift your chest away from your feet. Think tailbone long, belly engaged. Push your chest away from you. Breathing smooth. Tuck your chin to lower. And then chill here. Take your feet wide. Let your knees touch. Put your hands on your belly. And just have like a meditative moment where you're just breathing. Letting the belly rise and fall. Releasing effort. Easy breath in and out. Hug your right knee in. Straighten your left leg on the ground. Interlace your fingers behind your right thigh. Push your thigh into your hands. Both legs are super straight. Push your right thigh down into your hands till it straightens your elbows. Good. Bend your knee. Reach inside your knee and try to grab your big toe. Extend your right leg straight any amount. Good. Press your left thigh down. Open your right leg out to the right any amount. Keep the left leg really strong and pressing down. Come back up. Bend your knee. Cross it over to the left for a little spinal twist. Right arm out to the right. Maybe cactus the right elbow. Come back to your back. Switch sides. Hug your left knee in. Straighten your right leg. Interlace your hands behind your thigh. Push your thigh forward until it straightens your elbows. Flex both of your feet. So toes reaching back. Push the thigh forward. So lift your kneecaps up and really activate your quads, activate your legs. Good. And just building from there, maybe you can reach inside your knee and grab your big toe. Maybe you can extend the leg a little bit or all the way. So laying on your back takes the balance out of this shape that we do standing. And then take your left leg out to the left. Let it go, not all the way to the ground, because you don't want that right hip to pop up. So keep the right leg grounded. I have an assistant of the wall. And then take it up, bend the knee, and just cross it to the opposite side for a spinal twist. I like to bend my left elbow. Gives a little bit more of an opening in the chest. You also could put a block under your knee. I normally do that. So whatever feels good, just gives you something to press the knee into. And just breathe into the left side. Good. Back up onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Reach inside your knees and grab the feet. Baddha Konasana on your back. And then lift your feet a little bit up towards your face. And then move them back down. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. See if you can grab your big toes with your peace fingers. Straighten the right leg. Feet together. Straighten the left leg. Feet together. Straighten both legs. Feet together. Breathe in as you exhale. Take your head to your toes. Toes to your head. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. One more. Lower and lift. Grab your big toes. See if you can rock yourself up and back, up and back, and then come into Navasana. So you're holding your toes and you're balancing on your bottom. And then one at a time, let go of the right toe, let go of the left toe. You can hold the balance. So after opening the front line of the body, now we'll strengthen the front line. Lower halfway and lift. 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Feet together, knees wide. We'll take a Baddha Konasana seated. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, you can pull your chest towards your toes. You could hold the big toes with your peace fingers. Think that the sternum's going forward. Breathe in and out. Let's come up and we're going to take a wide stance. So we're going to play with a little, just kind of rinsing the hips flow. So you're going to bring your left hand to the left. Your toes are going to rotate to the left. And you're going to pop your hips up, right arm over your ear. And then you sit down. We're just going to go back and forth, nice and kind of watery. We're in the water element in winter. So it's nice to move a little bit more fluid. A lot of yoga can be very linear. I like to add some softness and more fluidity, especially in the winter. So let's go back and forth. So we're going toes to the right and toes to the left. And finish your last one. Awesome. So options here, you can sit up, just like you can see from the side. If you're able to sit on the ground and you have a tall spine, then you don't really need the blanket to sit. If when you sit on the ground, your back is behind your butt, then it's helpful to sit on a blanket for seated postures until you're at this stage of the pelvis rotating forward. And then you could start to hinge and take a forward fold if you like. So many things you could do with arms and legs. So feel it out. Find what works for you. You can put the elbows down. You can put your chin on your hands. And then we're going to add a twist. Walk over to the right. Lift the belly up and over the right thigh. Keep that left leg really strong and grounded. Let's go to the left. I don't know what time it is. I used to have a Swatch watch and I lost it in New Mexico. Took it off, take a photo. It's sitting on some rock probably, unless someone found it. I hope someone found it and they're using it. Okay, let's come back up. And then we're going to do a couple hip openers here. So we're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh. And good timing. And then you're going to bend the left knee and you're going to rock your hips left and right. That's it. And then push the chest forward towards the thigh. Walk the hands in a little bit more until you feel it in that right hip. Keep the right foot active. Awesome. Take your hands and grab your right knee like I did earlier in my twist. And then, like I was saying, I want you to push your right knee into your hands so it goes down. Let's do that. So we're just like giving resistance a little bit. One more time. Pull and push, pull and push, pull and push. Awesome. Now you're going to slide your left foot under your right knee. And obviously this might not be something that feels accessible. So a couple things you can do. So if the right knee is really lifted, you could sit up on a blanket, or you can just kind of stretch the hands behind you and draw the right knee down a little bit. You don't like need to force it down or push it down. You don't necessarily need to put a block underneath your knee either. Gravity will, over time, let the knee go down a little bit more. But as you can see, I can kind of push it down a little bit. Hands behind me. So starting upright, twisting towards your top foot, so toward your left. And then maybe drawing your right elbow to your foot, taking a prayer, twist to your left, maybe. Otherwise, you can just stay upright and take a little twist. Keep breathing. Good, come back. Hinging if you want. Again, wherever you're at, you can be upright, you can hinge. The elbows can hit the shins, or they can go past the shins. And you're breathing deep. Pushing the right knee down, both knees down, activating the feet. Okay, let's undo it and just like shake the legs out. Bring the right ankle, no, the left ankle over the right thigh. Bend the right knee, and then we'll rock. Straighten the right leg. Grab your knee, pull it towards you, and then, launch the fingers outside the knee and push the knee into the hand and resist. All the way down. Let's do 2 more like that. Pull and push, creating a resistance, activating the outer line. Great. Okay, now turn your right toes out and maybe slide your right shin under your left shin. Only if it feels accessible. And if it doesn't, then do something else. The something else you could do is just crossing at the shin instead of stacking the shins. Also, another something else would be to sit up on a blanket. That just gives the pelvis this little rotation so the knees can more easily go down. So whatever feels appropriate, keep the feet active, keep the breath smooth, rotate to your right, stay there, or slide your elbow on your foot and turn your heart to the right. Push the left knee down, flex your toes back. Inhale, come up, stay there, or you can hinge forward. Any amount. Try not to round to find the fold. So instead of rounding, the sternum, the breastbone, like a string. So it's almost like you're back bending. And the reason we think of back bending and forward bends is because our upper spine is already naturally rounded. That's our natural shape. So when we hinge at the hips, we want to think about kind of doing the opposite of the upper back and lengthening it instead, giving it something new. Nothing wrong with rounding your back. We're just giving it a different flavor since it's often already concave. And then you'll feel, or at least I feel, when I'm more lengthening in my spine, I feel it more in my hip. If I round, I don't feel it in my outer hips. So maybe you notice that too. I also sometimes like to roll my thighs out more with my hands and just give myself that little assistance. If you did ballet growing up, maybe you don't have that problem. I did not do ballet, so I didn't turn my toes out a lot or my hips out a lot. Okay, enough of me chatting. We're going to sit for the rest of practice. If you want to do Shavasana or like lay on your back, you can do that. If you want to sit, you can sit with me in Sukhasana with your shins crossed. Or you can sit in like kneeling virasana if you want. Let's just take a moment to sit, close the eyes, connecting to the ground underneath you, feeling everything that's hitting the earth, your legs, your feet, your hips. And then bring your awareness up from the hips, up your spine, feeling the length of the antenna that is your spine all the way to the crown of your head. And just tuning in to the inner landscape. Going to the sort of deepest layer. So when you inhale, go to the lowest part that your breath goes, the center of you, down towards your pelvis. Send your breath there down into the earth, to your root. And then bring your awareness out to the outer layers, to the crown of your head and the edges of your skin. So when you breathe in, imagine all your energy pulls in. And when you exhale, imagine all of your energy goes out. Like a light bulb expanding in all directions. So when you breathe in, pull your energy in and down to your center. And when you exhale, let your energy go up and out. Breathe in, pulling to your center, gathering yourself. And as you exhale, release. Bring your hands together to honor your practice, and you can set an intention. It is the beginning of the new year. And winter is a great time to reflect. So in terms of like goal setting and intentions and all of that, you can literally set intentions every single day and set goals every single day. There's nothing special that happens at the beginning of the calendar year. However, in the winter, it is a time of resting more, being inward more, and reflecting. So use this time to release the things that you're no longer a yes to, and start to journal and meditate on the things that you are a yes to and that you want to cultivate. So more of a feeling and more of an intention, and the goals will come each and every day that you wake up. Remembering your intention, remembering what you're cultivating. And the specifics can work themselves out each and every day. So with that, you can just give yourself trust in your process. And if there is an intention, a word that feels good to offer up for the rest of your day, you could do that. And bowing to close, namaste.